Welcome to JSA TV, where we're covering the latest news, trends, and innovations from thought leaders from within the digital infrastructure industry. I am Dean Perrine, and we are coming at you live. That's right, Jim. We are live at PTC 2026 in beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii. And this good-looking guy to my right is Mr. Jim Summers. Jim is the CEO of GPC Infrastructure. Jim, welcome to JSA TV.
Thanks. It's great to be here.
How's the show going for you?
It's been fantastic. I'm a little bit tired. I think I've been walking about 8 miles a day.
You and me both, man.
But it's been great.
Yeah, good. So for our viewers that don't already know a little bit about GPC Infrastructure.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, GPC stands for Gas Powered Compute. And so that's all we do. That's all we think about. All we dream about is the idea of taking natural gas as a resource and using that to power on-site for data centers.
I love that you said that what we dream about.
That's right.
Because, these are the kinds of things that people like us kind of do dream about. I was, and again, I'm already going off script. I think we're
go
okay
for
with
it.
Because it was just a couple years ago, we were talking about nuclear, we were talking about grid, and we were really talking about all these other incremental steps that are essential to getting us to, this optimal or ideal place. You all are doing a lot of that already in real practice right now.
We are. And I think for me, energy has been a passion for as long as I can remember. So 35 years for me in the industry. So I started as a natural gas engineer, building pipelines, moved into building power plants, a lot of industrial cogeneration. And so that's been a passion. Yeah. And I think what's really been exciting is the opportunity to take that knowledge in energy and what we've applied in again, the chemical industry or the refining industry, and see the need now within the technology sector, the need for data centers to access energy, whether that's renewable energy, which has been a good part of my career developing renewables, or whether that's nuclear is kind of the next step. Yeah. And the opportunity to kind of bring our expertise in natural gas, how we've done that in other industries, and to bring it here as a solution, because we've done it before. We're now doing it for a new set of customers in new ways, has been energizing for us and the reason that we formed the company.
It all adds up, Jim. But long term, your philosophy internally, as I understand it, is kind of this long term partnership. It's not here's the solution, adios kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a great question. So when we formed the company, this was about a year and a half ago, we looked up and we said, I think people were recognizing there was a need for power. And I think the initial instinct was, I need power now and I need it for 2 to 3 years. And so, I'll just plug in whatever I can get. We took a step back and we said, look, we think that, again, looking at other industries, looking at the long-term need for power within the industry for lots of reasons, from a sustainability perspective, from a reliability perspective, it was a long-term solution, not a 2 to 3 year solution. Yeah. And I think the industry is now beginning to appreciate that. So we said, look, if you're putting in long-term infrastructure for 10 years, for 15 years, that you've got to really take a step back and think about that through a strategic lens, through a partnership lens. And so the approach we took was to work directly with the data center as a partner, as an extension of their team, to think through what are the key problems, what's the right way to design the system, where should we get gas for? We're contracting not just for 2 years, but for 20 years. So that's how we formed the DNA of the company. It's what we've done kind of our whole careers. We felt and still believe that's a gap in the market. And but the opportunity to step in as a partner from day one to think long term is I think part of what's unique about GPC.
No, I love it. And I've heard a lot of as a service, blank as a service. Yeah. Energy as a service isn't one I've heard of before. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so I think what we are trying to do in essence is be an alternative to the grid for the data center. So an easy button is another way to think about it. So in technology parlance and software parlance, you think about software as a service. So similarly here, so we are backed by energy private equity capital. So we will not only do the design, the engineering, all the problem solving with the data center, but when it comes time to develop the product, we put the capital in, we build, we own, operate. So at the end of the day, we're providing that energy to the data center as a service. And we do that similarly under a long-term contract where there's a monthly fee, like you might pay a software fee. You pay that for energy. And what's great is, even though in some ways we're an alternative to the utility, we can customize that fee. So we can be very flexible about how the data center wants to do that subscription, if you will. Yeah. So that's why we've kind of coined that that phrase.
No, perfectly explained. It makes a ton of sense to me.
Good.
Here's another thing I hadn't ever said. A couple of words I haven't ever said in succession before: sustainability as an engineered pathway. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I think, and this is a topic I love to talk about, sustainability.
I can tell.
When it comes to natural. Like I'll get excited. I think in the upcoming JSA book that comes out in April, I've
Greener Data. We got a Greener Data author right here.
Yep,
awesome.
And so when we think about sustainability or really being thoughtful, I think there's a lot of, and again, I develop solar, I develop wind. I'm passionate about all different energy technologies. What's really interesting about natural gas and on-site natural gas, especially clean natural gas, is if you look at the emissions profile relative to the grid today, it's about 50% cleaner. So it's about half the emissions. A big reason is coal is staying on the grid much longer. You also have older technologies that are less efficient. You have transmission losses. And so by thinking up front about the design and on-site natural gas, you already have a clean solution that's 50% less emissions. But then you can do really clever, creative things and capture waste heat. So whenever you create electrons out of gas molecules, most of that energy goes to waste. It's lost. So we're about 40% efficient. But if you take that waste heat, use it to create additional energy, and you can do that either through a steam turbine and a steam cycle, which is combined cycle gas, or what's really cool about data centers is they use cooling. So you can take that latent heat, waste heat, you can convert that into energy for cooling. Now you have a much more efficient solution. And then the last part is, in addition, whatever gas you have left over, because now you're almost 80% efficient, you can go out and secure not just pipeline gas, but renewable natural gas from landfills, biogas. So there's some really cool things you can do to be sustainable. And it's not just a marketing campaign, but it's a really thoughtful, long-term engineered solution to sustainability.
I'm so glad that you said it's not just a marketing campaign. What you're saying is that what you've just explained is that's real, that you can do that right now.
100% you can do that today. And we're doing that for customers as well today.
Hot dog, I love that. That's very,
it's cool
cool
stuff. I'm telling you, I'm passionate about this stuff. So it's a great business to be in.
My next question was, what's your advantage? But I think you've quite literally just explained what the advantage is.
Yeah, and I think what we try to do is, again, we try to problem solve alongside the customer from day one. And I think that, again, there are different solutions for different situations. It may be, I need a rental unit here tomorrow and just get me what you can. It may be that I'm a front of the meter solution to a utility that has to be as efficient as possible, but it can be 10 years in the future. Great. What we're really good at, and our advantage, is sitting beside the customer, helping understand the essence of the problem. Is it natural gas supply? Is it efficiency? Is it reliability? Taking that problem statement, creating a solution alongside them as a partner, and then executing on their behalf. That's and we've built a team of veterans that have been doing this for decades together. Like the co-founder in this company, we've been working together for 20 years. We've worked with our financial sponsors for 10 years. So we're not new at this. We know how to collaborate. We know how to work together. But it's taking that and applying that to customers. So I think that's what's unique about what we do, and the advantage, that, at least that we believe, that goes above and beyond.
I'm sold. That's very, very cool stuff.
Right, do you have a data center?
I can't. I wish. No, I actually have. I have no business running a data center. I like to talk about it, though. I would also love an opportunity to talk to you more about what it is that you're doing, like real soon. Can we do that?
You got it. Absolutely. To date.
Yeah. Fantastic. Jim, thanks for being here.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
You got it. All right. And thank you, viewers, for watching JSA TV. We will see you very soon.